Welcome everybody. I back to another podcast. What's up, Hannah?
I'm doing well this week.
Yeah, so I'm glad to hear that. I'm
hmm
glad to hear that. Very
Y'all
glad to
ready
hear
to
that.
ramble with us?
Yeah, dude, the whole intro is so fucked. we've
No, we're
like
good. We're good. We're good. We're rolling with it.
we've
How you
it's been
been?
so long. I've been all right.
Yeah.
I've been working and whatnot, but today, Hannah, we're here to talk about very happy, uplifting, very what's the word? Enthusiastic topic, and that's death
Death.
and dying
Well,
and
also,
living,
yes, and living and other
sort of.
dimensions,
Sure, we can talk about that
like
too.
and
Yeah.
reincarnation, if you believe
hmm
in it. So,
Speaking of dimensions, I kind of want to say as a bit of a side note. I took my mom. I told you about this. I took my mom and my sisters to go see Everything Everywhere All at Once.
uh-huh.
Like a week ago, and
They liked
I
it.
yeah. Well, what was funny or what I was kind of worried about is that my mom wouldn't really like get it because I've seen a lot of like TikToks and just people on social media in general talking about how they like took their parents to go see the movie,
Mm,
mostly like their Asian parents, right?
right.
And they say that like the parents walked out like that movie was stupid. I didn't get it. You know what I mean? Like that sort of thing. Obviously, my mom is not Asian, but she is Mexican.
Right.
So I was kind of worried like maybe she wouldn't get it,
Uh-huh.
but she was like crying during it. She cried during the climax, so she got it. We talked about it after. She got it.
Well, I think even talking about it is like that's a one step into another
Sure.
emotional connection because there's one
Yeah.
thing about really individually understanding the movie, but that communication after, like that's something
Yeah.
so coveted and
And we did talk
precious.
about it after. We
hmm
sort of talked about the message of the movie. I
hmm
sort of told her how like I guess spoiler if you haven't seen the movie, but you should have seen it already. It's spectacular. I think it honestly might be my number one favorite now.
Yeah, and like all,
I
for all time.
just all time.
Yeah,
It used
same,
to be
same.
Logan. Really for you
Yeah,
too?
I haven't watched a good movie in like forever.
I thought you were. I mean, I knew you liked it, but I thought you were kind of like
No, I liked it. It
you
was it
like.
was artful.
Yeah, for me, Logan. I don't know if you've heard of Logan.
Like
I've
Wolverine.
said yeah.
Yeah.
I've talked about it before. That was like number one ever since I watched it in
Mm,
2016.
yeah.
That's been my number one favorite for 6 years. I think it's being dethroned to second place. Everything
hmm
all at once. No, but yeah. Anyway, so after we sort of talked about it, I told her how like the message or one of the messages in the movie is how like nothing matters, so
Yeah.
therefore like everything matters, sort of ish. That's kind of, I mean, obviously that's a bit of a paradox, but if you watch it, you understand.
Mm.
And I told her how like for me when I sometimes feel like just very overwhelmed and like everything's desolate, which is usually how I feel, to be honest.
Same.
When I feel like that, I just gotta remind myself, you know what? Nothing matters, and that makes everything okay.
Mhm.
That makes me feel okay. Obviously you don't believe that quite literally, but it's just that phrase, right? There's a lot packed in there. And she was like, yeah, yeah, that's true. Like my mom was like, yeah, dude, we're fucking all we know. Or she was kind of talking about herself like all I can say is I'm just grateful to be here, and that's pretty much it. I don't know about anything else.
Mhm.
But yeah, there's more to it too, but just keep it a little personal you know
Yeah, for
but
sure.
like what me and mom talked about. But yeah, so that was cool. You taking your mom to go see it yet?
I haven't. I don't think she would really get that.
Really?
Yeah, she's not really much of a movie goer. My dad goes. I feel like my dad would like. My dad's a
Um,
softie, so he would actually be crying.
bro.
But it's mostly my mom who would
hmm
um, have a better, like, a greater impact if we
Really?
did see it, but probably no.
So Hannah, let's talk about dying and other
Mhm.
dimensions. Do you think in another dimension we like hate each other? We're like arch rivals?
No, no,
I think
no.
I think in another dimension we both have like our companies and we fucking hate each other.
No.
We're like slinging shots at each other like every day. We're like we're two companies that hate each other. We're like I don't even know. Actually, you know what? You know what's kind of fucked these days? Every company like owns each other. So
Right.
there's not even those real like rivalries anymore. But we would be like, I don't know, Apple and Microsoft, I guess. We just fucking hate each
I
other
feel like at
in
the
another
top though,
dimension.
they all kind of
Well, yeah,
all the
obviously, but like
shareholders, yeah,
like
own each
on
other.
face value, it's
hmm
a rivalry, but Chili. But I mean, what I'm trying to say
But what
is
would
we're like that. We just
yeah.
hate it. I feel like we
I
just
don't
do it in
think
another
so.
dimension. We go to war, bro.
Well,
You know what? We have our own podcast like this, but it's just each us individually talking shit
yeah.
about the other. I don't know. I just thought about that, and I feel like in another dimension probably, but not in this one, buddy. Right?
Not in this one. But
Not in this
when I
one.
think about dimensions, I think more of like different story arcs in like the sense that like
Sure.
we're maybe what we always dreamed of, or 10 degrees worse, and it goes back to the movie, like how it's like it really is different dimensions.
Yeah.
But I think after death we I believe in heaven, and I believe that after you spend some time serving your time, really. Have you heard of purgatory?
I do have.
Yeah, so serving your time in purgatory, hopefully you go to heaven and
I'm not going
you're
to
able
purgatory.
to
I am a perfect human being.
I would say
Done nothing wrong.
like 99.9%
Just
of the
kidding,
people are gonna go to purgatory.
I'm perfect. Sorry, Hannah. I'm going straight to heaven. I'm gonna see you and be like, bye, Hannah.
Yeah,
Just
you're gonna be
kidding.
like,
No, I'm kidding.
just watch me from above, right? I think
yeah,
after
I'm
that.
just kidding. If anything, you're gonna be the one being like, smell you later, Gabe.
Mhm.
While I'm stuck in no.
Well, but also like reincarnation, like that is such a interesting topic.
Sure.
Because
Yeah.
sometimes you connect. I don't know. Maybe I was manic, but like I have met people where I'm just like intimately connected with them, and I've only met them for like a couple minutes. Maybe because I
Sure.
also like feel emotions pretty intensely, but it feels like maybe we've met each other in a different life.
Sure. I mean, I will be honest, that's not something I've thought of too much, like reincarnation, because
Mhm.
that's not in my personal faith belief.
Right.
But I do get what you're saying. There are some people, sure. I mean, I wouldn't know if I met them and just felt that instant connection, like I knew you before,
Mhm.
but I could see how that could happen or
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, it's interesting that other faiths believe that too.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, it's pretty heavy in like Buddhism, right? And more Eastern religions. Like
Yeah.
I said, I'm not personally a follower, so I'm not
Same.
all too familiar. But yeah, I mean, from what I remember from like my high school days, like Buddhism specifically, they sort of believe in like depending on how you lived your life, you either kind of reincarnate into something higher or like lower, right?
I think so.
I think
Something
I don't
like
know.
that.
I am very ignorant. I don't
No,
know, but
same.
that's what I recall from like 11th grade or whatever. Is that the general Buddhism you did like if you were a good boy, if you're a good girl, you reincarnate higher. If you're a bad boy, you become a bug or something like that. You are stuck to being a dung beetle.
Well, then also like different ages too. Like you can come back as like
You're born as like a 20-year-old man.
Yeah, something like that.
Really? Is that part of it?
I think I've heard that, but I could be also totally bullshitting right now.
Yeah, we're both. We don't know what we're talking about. That should be pretty plain. Yeah, no, reincarnation is not something I've put too much thought into. Do you have more you want to say on it?
What about like animals? Like when you look at your animal, do you feel like there is a little human in there? Because sometimes I do. Like I look at my dog and I'm like you know too much to be just a simple animal.
I don't, and I feel like I don't want to because that's a scary thought. Because imagine it being on your end. You've been reincarnated as like a dog,
Yeah,
and you have all these human thoughts and memories, but you have no way of communicating at all. So you're just stuck with yourself. Maybe your memories are like fading away too. That's fucking scary, dude.
It's scary.
That is. I don't want to believe that like my dog is a
human trapped in there.
Yeah, and they have no way of expressing their thoughts or feelings. Like that's
in
like,
and out of consciousness.
I don't know. I mean,
well, you know how like in the movie, like how I forgot his name, but the husband,
Waymond.
Yeah, he got like controlled to different universes, different levels. Yeah, it could be like that too. They're like transporting bodies or something.
I view my pets as like I view my dog as a monkey personally.
A monkey, like a different animal.
Well, like she acts like a monkey to be quite
Okay.
frank, but no, and I view my I'm really sure as a human, to be quite frank with you. But yeah, anywho, sorry, I got distracted. There was people at the door.
You're good.
Yeah, I don't know. So do you really think that though? That like,
Sometimes.
well, yeah, well, I mean, sometimes I will entertain thoughts, just kind of fun thoughts, but
Uh-huh.
like it's not things I really believe in. So
Believe?
is that like a
No.
thing for you where you like you'll entertain
I'll
that thought?
entertain it, but
Yeah,
I
just
don't
for a little
truly
bit.
believe
Because
it.
sometimes I entertain the thought that like this world, this dimension collided with another, so now things are a little different. Because sometimes I'll just be driving around or like just doing something, and all of a sudden I just feel like a weird like I feel like there's like a weird shift that just not hasn't been too often, but like every once in a while, it's just
Hmm.
like I feel like something's I feel like our dimension just crosses another. I don't
Off?
really believe that, but like it don't because you know what I mean. Like it just feels like okay, there's something different about this world that was not like just a minute ago. You know what I mean?
I get those moments, but
I don't know.
I recently I've been feeling like derealization. Do you know what that is?
I'm not all too familiar with
It's
it.
more of like you
I've
don't.
heard it a lot, but I don't know what it is by definition.
It's like you're not really in touch with reality, and or reality is not what you are
Sure.
experiencing.
So okay.
It's like for me, I've been really experiencing that. It's like nothing
Okay.
is real, or it just kind of feels like it's also I think it's a defense mechanism too to like go into that fight or flight
Fight or
mode.
flight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I not too familiar, but I mean that sounds yeah, I've heard a lot. It's more associated with being like a mental disorder, right?
Yeah, it's that and maybe just like mood disorders, mental disorders, or maybe
Yeah.
like intense amounts of stress.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
I said, I think it does sound like a defense mechanism. Like when
Hmm.
your body, mind can't handle something, you just kind of like disassociate, right? That's what they say.
Hmm.
You like you disassociate to kind of like separate yourself from like a situation or whatever,
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
Usually it's
those
unconscious or subconscious. Yeah.
I get you. I've had a I also know the thought I'll have is like that when I sleep, because I have pretty wicked dreams. Not only do I have
Same.
wicked dreams, I'm usually aware in them. I'm like aware that I'm dreaming. And not only that, but sometimes I'll have dreams that like are continuations of dreams that I've had like
Yes.
days ago, months, or even years
Years.
ago.
Hmm.
Like I had on recently. I don't remember the exact details, but yeah, I was in there. And I was like, I remember events from this world that occurred a long time ago, and now it's happening. Like, and I'm continuing in the same world.
Uh-huh.
So I'll just sort of entertain the idea that like I have like when I sleep, it's like you're entering another. And I'm not the first one. Obviously, people say like when you
Right.
sleep, you go in another dimension, like so to speak. Um, or whatever. You ever have those thoughts sometimes? I mean, you kind of
I
already,
do.
yeah.
I do. Yeah. You know, funny that you bring up sleep. I had sleep paralysis like two
Really?
days ago. Yeah.
I've had it once, but tell me about yours
It's
first.
so scary. Usually
Yeah.
happens when my sleep schedule is disturbed. And
Okay.
then it's also like if you're lying on your back, but it's like it's really terrifying. You can't move,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like you're literally calling out for help, and nobody can hear you, or if anything, it's kind of just like gasp of air because
Mhm,
I nobody has been awake to really check on to see if I'm okay.
mhm.
But it's like is a sense where you're honestly hallucinating a little bit because my sibling has been like awake once. And I was like, "Yo, did you not hear me calling out for help?"
Mhm.
Because it feels like you can't breathe. So I think this has happened to me like 3 times now, and or 3 or 4 times, and just recently, I honestly felt like somebody was there in front of me, like grabbing at me.
Okay.
Other times as a similar but way more scary.
Mhm.
This time was more like slow motion, and I knew like, oh shoot, it's happening again. I was conscious enough to say like to myself like, oh yeah, this is just a moment in time where I can't speak out and it'll pass. But I'm still praying for my life. I'm like, God, like, please
Yeah,
get me out of
yeah.
this state, you know.
Yeah, that sounds fucking spooky. Yeah. Yeah, for me, it wasn't super spooky, although I did see a bit of a ghoul-ish.
Did you?
What happened with me is I fell asleep. This is the only time I've ever had sleep paralysis. I fell asleep watching Harry Potter. I was watching the fifth one.
Mhm.
You know, it's the one. You're familiar with Harry Potter?
I've only watched the first one.
There's like these beings called like the Mentors, which are like these like ghoul beings, and also
Okay.
like like Fred and George Weasley, the brother, the twins. Anyway, so what happened was I fell asleep watching that, and then I woke up And I was like, and at this time, I like slept in my living room. That was connected to the kitchen. I woke up and I saw in the kitchen there was like it was like a Dementor, which is basically like it's like this like creepy ass ghoul, and it was like floating in my kitchen. And I remember it was like pressing against it. There was like an invisible wall that was like pressing against, like trying to get to me, but it had the face of George Weasley, which is one of
Oh
the. Do you know
gosh.
Ron Weasley?
I know Ron
Yeah,
Weasley.
so those are his twin brothers,
Okay.
and they're like the pranksters, like jokesters of the book or whatever. But yeah, so it was like this like Dementor ghoul pressing, trying to get to me, but it had looked like George Weasley, and it was just saying quote. He was like, "Oi, mate, did I bother you?" Like it was like saying shit like that. It was
No.
just, and I wasn't scared. I was just like, "What's happening?" Like I couldn't move it. It was just like kept saying shit like, "I might," like
Yeah.
just saying random bollock or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, after like a minute or so, it just kind of disappeared, and I was able to like move again.
Mhm.
And I know it wasn't just a dream because I remember I got up and I turned the fan on, and and then when I woke up, the fan was on. So
Right.
I knew like, okay, that happened. You know what I mean? Like I saw that or whatever. But
Did you
yeah,
talk at all, or did you
no,
try
I
to
was
talk?
just
So stunned?
lying down, just
Oh.
watching it.
Mm.
And like 'cause an instant sleep paralysis, you can't really move or speak, right? Like you
Well,
said,
yeah,
you
I
tried to
mean,
speak,
you
but
try to, but I don't know if that's just
mhm.
me hallucinating of me, like,
Yeah, I think it
grasping.
probably is.
You
Yeah,
think
I
so?
imagine you're probably just not saying anything.
Oh,
You're unable to move, but you think you are.
yeah. It
Yeah.
honestly feels like you're dying,
Yeah,
'cause
yeah. I didn't feel like that.
I've usually all 3 of the times I feel like I'm
Yeah.
dying.
Yeah, I think I got kind of lucky that it had the face of Joe because I feel like if it had the actual face of like a Dementor, some other
Uh-huh.
spooky shit, I would have been like shitting my pants.
Right.
But because it had the face of like George and it was saying these like just random lines, I was more so just like confused. I'm like, what's happening right now?
Mhm.
I wasn't like, oh my goodness gracious, I'm going to die or whatever, right? Um, but yeah, sleep paralysis, it's not a fun time. It's not.
It's not.
Um, but yeah, so shall we discuss more so death?
Death,
Very
yes.
happy topic.
What do you think about near death experiences? Because I've had a period in my life where I was like digging through that stuff very thoroughly.
I've had some.
You?
Yeah, I've had some.
Interesting. Do tell.
The main one that like sticks out of my head, uh, of a time where I was almost gonna die, I think, like legitimately,
Did you get hurt?
was huh?
Did you get hurt?
No, but what
Oh.
happened was it was weird. I lived in these like apartments. There's like a huge fire down the street, so
Mhm.
like I skated down there, and like everyone was just like everyone there. Everyone like went there to go out. It was just a whole amount. Everyone was like, "Whoa, what's going on?" Right? Anyways, so then I started to skate back home. I was skating on the street. I was about to like so it was like a this is a street and this is a cross street,
Mm.
right? And there was a truck. There was like a big old truck van that was in the corner, so I couldn't see who was coming up and down the street, and they couldn't see me. And I
Because it's
was
like
just gonna,
hidden
yeah,
from
because
that
like
car.
the truck was in the
Yeah.
way, and so I was just about to fucking skate right into the road without even looking. But then I felt my phone vibrate, so I stopped
Oh.
right at the end, like right when I would have gone to the street. And as soon as like I stopped, this fucking truck comes like like rolling through, like
Yeah.
right directly in front of me. So like if I would have kept going,
Yeah, you
I
would
would
have.
have got fucking plowed.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's one experience. Do you have one you want to share? I have another one,
I have
but
another one. Go ahead. Go and finish
oh
yours.
yeah, no, go,
Okay, so
go
like
back first.
when I want to ask, like when you feel when after the fact, you're like, oh my gosh, I almost died. Do you feel like somebody protected you from that? Because for me, I do.
I do. My friend had texted me.
But do you feel like a higher being or God like has protected
Yeah, I
you?
do. And
Yeah.
also my other one sort of relates to that as well.
Uh-huh. So for me, something similar happened in which it was dark and I was crossing like maybe the two of
Mm-hmm.
the main parallel streets
Mm-hmm.
from a perpendicular street, and I honestly felt like the car skipped. Like it was pushed faster out of the way, like my own car that I was driving.
Oh, you were driving.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was driving. Yeah, sorry. I'm not the best storyteller, but I was driving and it felt like I was like pushed out of the way from my car or like accelerated the
Mm-hmm.
car out because I saw a car almost hit me. I felt it.
Mm.
But I don't know, it felt like I was transported.
So wait, so was there another
teleported.
card that was gonna hit you? Is
Yeah,
that
it was
why?
gonna hit me,
Oh,
or like
okay.
it passed through after I teleported. But and
Okay.
then another time where if I took one step, like a bus would have like hit me because I just wasn't paying attention.
Oh, I see. It's
And
kind of like similar to mine.
what's up? Yeah, but it was like I don't know, I just wasn't paying attention, and one more step, and then a bus
Okay,
would
we
have
got
like
murked.
bus would have just squished me.
Yeah.
What was your? But I felt like after that, you realize it, like, oh my gosh, I just died, and I feel like I was
Yeah.
protected.
Sure, another dimension. My ass would have kept
Mhm.
going. Ah, whatever. Splat right on the concrete or whatever. Yeah, so my other one is when I was a baby. I was a baby, like newborn baby. So I don't remember this. My
Mhm.
mom and my aunt and grandma have told me this story because they were involved. So what happened was apparently I was a baby, and I guess I had like a cold or something, like some sort of like minor sickness, whatever. So my aunt had me, and I think she put like vapor rub on like the top of my lip
Yeah.
or something like that. She put vapor rub on me and she kind of like put me down in the crib to go to sleep or whatever. And what happened that she didn't notice, or I think maybe happened after, is I'm breathing. I was asleep. I'm breathing through my nose, and I guess I suck in the vapor rub or something, and so
Yeah.
the vapor rub gets caught on my nose, and it basically plugs them. It plugs my nose while I'm sleeping as a baby. And my mom, she was in another room, and she was about to go shower, but she just had like when she tells me, she says she just had like this feeling like I just got to go check up on Gabe. Like I don't know why. She was about to shower. I just gotta go check up on him. So she does. She like goes checks on me, and I'm like blue.
Oh
Like I'm like
gosh.
blue, and I'm not breathing. And so like she's freaking out. She picks and then she like picks me up. She wipes her vapor up. She's like trying to like get me to breathe again. My aunt and grandma are like crying, calling an ambulance, and I'm like, yeah, like I said, apparently I was like blue and just not breathing at all. But then I was,
Yeah.
able to start breathing again. Um, I think they might have to give me CPR or some crazy shit like that.
I'm sure if
But
it's a CPR.
but yeah, so if my mom like hadn't checked in on me,
you would have been out.
Would have been murked, bro. At like 3 months old or something crazy like that.
Dude, that stuff. That's
It's crazy, right?
little mom anxiety, I guess, or
Yeah.
the intuition, mom brain.
Mom brain.
Yeah, superior.
There's
It's
pros
like
and cons that come with it. Con, you forget how to use technology. Pro, you have like mom senses now, like spider senses.
they just know what's up. They just, and you know when coincidence happens, like, or if you're thinking about somebody, I mean, this is off topic, but like, if you're thinking of somebody and then they call you, like that stuff is crazy to me.
Yeah, those are always little cool moments, I think.
Mhm.
Like I said, I'll entertain ideas sometimes, but I don't necessarily believe, we are astrologically connected or something like that or whatever. But I do. It's like, fine.
I feel like it's for me. It's like, oh, spiritually
Like,
spiritually
our souls
connected.
are one.
Yeah,
Because I thought about you and you liked my photo. No, I'm just messing. I get it. Though. I get it.
For me, I take it as signals
I get it.
from God, and I do believe in angels and all that.
Sure.
Not angel numbers, which is like a huge thing.
No.
In spiritual talk.
That's a whole separate.
But
that's part of the zodiac astrology.
A little bit.
Bandwagon that you know how we feel about that.
Well, because we've got that sapphic dating, like you just gotta kind of play with it.
Sapphic dating?
Like it's like dating girls and stuff.
Oh yeah, sure. All the lesbos are really into that.
They are. Well, I really only know mine, so. But
I think it's all baloney. That's just
we know.
No, I do believe in angels and demons and.
I believe in demons.
They're out there, bro.
No, 100%.
And you know what? I think a lot of them are in the Christian church as ministers.
But dang, we're really no.
That's my opinion.
You think so? Demons?
Oh hell yeah, dude! I think they've infiltrated like hella into the organized religion.
You know, I could believe that, but it's not. I wouldn't say it's a demonic possession, but there's temptation.
No, I think it's just like ministers and pastors and leaders that are just like,
I would say they're easily targeted from.
What do you mean?
Like they're more preyed on as a demon if you're part of the church, if you're closer
Oh,
to.
sure. Yeah. Well, I think that just goes for anyone that's in a church. But I just think that like there's a good amount, an overwhelming amount of pastors and preachers who are pretty much just exploiting God for their own purposes. They don't even really believe. Not even say they don't believe in God, but they're just exploiting, abusing God for their own like selfish purpose and desires, and they're just like taking all their congregation with them too, essentially, right? Leading them down the wrong path, so to speak. But
I think at the end of the day,
that's just me.
Greed really gets the best out of us.
Well, at the end of the day, I mean,
I feel like
they want you to the big man, right? At the end of this life.
Yeah.
So. But that don't mean I ain't gonna stop talking shit on them. You know, I'm still gonna, whatever. You know what I mean? But yeah, I know you're gonna head out soon, right? What time?
Do we?
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I still have a lot to talk about.
No, we're good. We're good in time.
Yeah. So, like, existentialism as a whole, though, that is something that's very like I've been dealing with it a lot, to be quite frank. Like even the name of my company, Calamity, that comes from this story that I created that was essentially my way of coping with existentialism and a lot of the existential dread that I have and still have, or had and still have, and the name of that story is Calamity. And that's where I got Calamity Creations. Was because of that story, which is not out. I still want to make it someday, but yeah, that's essentially where I got the name. Yeah, like I remember when I was like 16, pretty much like 16 was like the peak. 16, 17, 18. Those were like the peak. I just had this overbearing sense of existentialism and existential dread, like just feeling like nothing mattered, but like in the wrong way, not like in like nothing matters in the cool fun way like the movie, but like nothing matters in like the not nihilistic, like very depressed way. You know what I mean? Like I remember there was just a point where I was like walking down, I was like going to a store or something, and I just like had these thoughts and they were so strong that like I felt the sky and the whole world like collapsing in on me, and I like fell to the ground because I was just so overwhelmed with these like feelings of dread and these thoughts.
Would you say it's like a panic attack though?
Yeah, I would. Yeah. Yeah, because I was like fucking stuck on the floor, like shaking and trembling for like a minute or so. I had another panic attack recently. It was right before my birthday, bro. Shit was gnarly. That shit was gnarly.
I feel like you told me that.
Yeah, I think I did. But anyways, yeah. So I don't know. I just, and obviously it's not that like I don't, like obviously I very much believe in God and my faith and what's gonna come after, but that still doesn't take away like the human fears that I have, right? Like, I don't know. I still hold those fears of what comes after. Also, like because it's just like yeah, like that thought of just once you die, just nothing for forever. Like that's fucking so terrifying. Like that is so And then I think of like, dude, where were we before? Like we were just nothing.
Also.
For like billions of years or whatever.
But okay, but we don't remember it.
I know,
right?
but
so,
like just
why
the
wouldn't
thought that happened. But it's like, see, it's like you don't remember that. And so it's like that's what's gonna be after we die, like if there was no heaven or whatever, right? Like it's gonna be like that again, just nothing. Like that's so scary, dude. You know what I mean?
If we're going back to nothing and I don't remember the previous,
I know.
like then why worry
I know.
about it, right?
I know. Later, if that happens, obviously you won't be able to feel dread, but I just feel dread about it now. Now that I can think about it and rationalize it or try to, right? Now that I can like encompass or like realize what that could be, it scares me now.
Interesting.
Right? It brings me dread now. Even though theoretically, if you die and there's nothing, you won't feel any dread because you're just nothing. Right now, while I'm alive, it scares me, right? But yeah, those are sort of like the thoughts, just a bit of the thoughts that I had, right? And I still hold them, although these days I'm more firm in my belief my face, so it doesn't really get me that much.
Mhm.
But when I was like late teens, I was really dealing with that like heavily. Um, you know what I mean? I don't
Yeah,
know.
I get you. I think because I believe in so strongly in heaven, I don't really think of like
Oh yeah,
nothingness as
sure.
much. Um, or maybe just my mind has not thought that far down the line. Recently, with patience, I reflect how sad it is to be like like old with nobody around to
Yeah,
take care of you.
that's a
Like
scary thought.
I think it's devastating to have nobody.
Hmm.
It's really sad.
No, yeah, I
Um
mean that's another aspect of it too. Actually, I never thought about that. I've never been afraid of that, but
it gets I feel like I mean it gets lonely like when you're I mean for most of our life we're working, right? We're trying to
mhm.
do something until we get physically ill
Sure, yeah,
or mentally incapacity.
incapable, yeah.
Yeah, like
I think my fear is not necessarily being alone, but it's just not doing the things that I want to with my life.
mm,
But that's
yeah,
why I'm
same.
like doing them right now, you
Mhm.
know. Um, that's why like I never because like there are other career paths that I've thought about, obviously like baseball, sports, or even just other stuff. Like I like teaching. Like I really like teaching people. I actually really considered going into teaching, becoming a teacher, and doing that like sort of thing. Um, but I know ultimately that if I don't try to get my stories out there and all that stuff and really just put that like create my stories and put them into the world, then I'll forever
We're good.
live with that regret
Yeah.
and that will like eat at me. That will like kill me. You know what
Hmm.
I mean? Like I knew that I couldn't not try. So that's why I'm just,
And you know,
going balls deep.
a lot of people don't even try. So
Yeah.
my friend Eric said the worst thing you can do is like not try, or the worst thing you
Yeah,
do is quit,
sure.
right? So that's a huge thing, and I'm proud of you for that.
Sure, thank
Mhm.
you.
Doing
Yeah.
things that scare you, or doing the unconventional things, um, and it's really easy to compare your life to other people's lives, or
Mhm.
just like developmental too. But at the end of the day, I remember it's like, but nothing matters.
Yeah,
Nothing matters.
yeah.
I think one of my biggest fears about life is not being able to just support myself or like contribute to to society. Like that's actually
Mhm.
one of like a huge things for me. Like not doing it well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's
And like we hark on the fact that we can change our path, but the way that our brain learns is not the same as if we were like
mm.
18, if we wanted to change our
No,
path
sure,
like at
yeah.
like 30 or something. Um but yeah.
Well, I think you're gonna make a lot of changes.
Thanks, Gabe. I
Yeah, you're
hope
gonna be
so.
president in like 20 years, bro. And it's like, fuck no, I don't want to be president. And
I
I'm
don't want to
like,
be president anymore. America's all screwed up.
yeah,
It's to no end.
I'll be down. I'll be down to be president. I don't give a fuck. I'll be like, you know, what should we do?
You could
I
be.
don't
I
even
could see you
know.
as a lawyer.
I'm talking about president, bro. I'm talking about
A lawyer to a
first
president.
thing president. I'm gonna send a letter to Kim Jong Un and be like, embrace yourself and your Kim Jong Uns, bro, because we're coming for you.
Kim Jong Un. Wow.
I don't know. I could be a decent president. I think decent then, comparative to the last few people we've had.
Well, I mean, okay, a lot of people say that, but
I would
it
be a
is
baller
it is
president,
a
bro.
difficult
I'm gonna
position.
be in that office like we got this. I don't know what the plan is. We got it though.
Blast the
Hmm.
JPEG
Yeah,
in the Oval
National
Office.
Peggy Day. I'll have Peggy as my as my VP. He'll be
Officially
my
change the national anthem
yes,
to some of
sir.
his songs.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, by the way, I listened to one of Kendrick Lamar's song.
Oh,
It's like
which one? Off his new album, or
I think it was his new album. It was like Rich something.
I haven't heard this
It
one
was really good.
yet. Oh,
I liked it.
so we give
I
that
thought
one a
of
10
you.
out of 10.
I would say, yeah.
Based on that, you really, yeah.
Mhm.
I haven't heard anything
I
from it.
don't listen to his music often.
Yeah,
It was just really most of like the songs I hear are from the radio when I'm discovering stuff. But it was really
you
good.
like you want to shout it out the song?
Yeah, something. I'll look it up right now. But anything else you want to share about like?
I'm gonna kind of share a decent amount of it.
What are you scared about like at the end of life? Other
Like I
than the
said, just
fact
not
not
I don't
not
know.
accomplishing what you want.
I'm
But
pretty faithful to have like a partner and a family and
yeah,
like kids and stuff. Like I don't think I'm gonna be alone necessarily. Um, just mostly like what will I have done with my life that is concerning, bro. You gotta go on the Wi-Fi, bro.
Oh yeah,
because it's like fucking, it's like a prison cell down here. Yeah. Okay. While you're doing that, I'm going to continue to talk. Yeah. So.
Rich Spirit.
Rich Spirit.
Yeah.
Okay. Go listen to
If
Rich
we-
Spirit.
Yeah, definitely listen to it. I don't think we play it right now, but listen to that. It's got a good like undertone. It made me think of you. So.
Yeah. You know what's sad, bro?
Hmm.
I like drink a lot. This last week, I drank and ate a lot. Dude, I gained like 5 pounds, bro.
No.
Yeah. It was such a feel bad when I saw the scale today. I'm like, because I knew I fucked up. Today I was like, yeah, I've been eating and drinking like shit. So I knew it was coming. I was like, damn. I don't know. It's just funny because it's like it's so easy to gain weight. And it's just so fucking difficult. It's not difficult, but it's just like it takes so long to lose weight. But it's like so easy to just fuck your shit up. You know what I mean? So quick. But anyways, I just thought about that right now. But like I'm not deterred. Like I'm still.
Yeah,
I'm like, it's just annoying. It's a bro moment for sure. But yeah, I'm not gonna be like fuck it all. You know. Just gonna.
You think it's just from drinking, or is
No, yeah, like
water?
I ate a lot like the last few days. Like I don't know why, I just did.
I have not been eating, but
and also yeah, I was drinking a lot, and when I drink, I would also eat a lot too. But yeah, don't drink, children. Don't drink.
Well, I went out too, and I only had one drink, and I was out of it, bro.
Really? What'd you have?
I had rum. I think I'm allergic. I'm allergic to that too.
Oh.
So I'm banning it off.
Rum's pretty heavy too. So.
Yeah.
Swear it off.
For reals this time.
Yeah, we went drinking once. Did we talk about that last time?
Yeah, we did.
That's pretty fun. Those guys get fucking blasted.
I don't know. I wouldn't do it again though. Like I just can't keep it down.
No, yeah.
It's like not fun.
You were yakking it up.
I'm gonna get like acid, like erosion on my feet. That's not hot.
That's not hot.
No, you're trying to be hot girls out here.
Speaking of which, dude, you know what that reminds me of? Huh. I'm in a pickle.
What?
Because I really want braces, and actually have the funds to go theoretically start that whole process. But I don't know if I'm gonna move here or not. Like I still don't know. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because if I move, I can't. You can't move while I got braces because you gotta like the orthodontist you're with. That's what you gotta like see it through with, right?
You could just be like going back.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
I gotta go to an orthodontist appointment. Come back.
So I don't know. I'm just. I'm not even really because it's like it's not really a solution until I just know what I'm gonna do, where I'm gonna be at. But yeah, I just want to share that. It's a bro moment because I really want braces, bro.
Did
I'm not.
You're not gonna say cheese?
No.
Why?
That's why I don't smile in pictures because I got fucked up teeth. But have I shared that like I wanted braces on the team, but my mom like lied to me?
No.
Yeah, so I would ask for braces when I was like a teenager repeatedly over and over since I was like 13, 14 or whatever. But my mom, she would always say no. And then one day, I was like 16 or 17, she was like, your brother, because my older brother had braces. So I'm like, I want fucking braces like he did. But she was like, well, your brother paid for his braces. That's why he got them. And then at that point, like, I knew he had a job-ish. So he worked part-time in like high school. So when she finally said, I was like, okay, fine, whatever. Then I'm not gonna ask you anymore. And then like years later, when I was like 20 or 19, I asked my brother because I was like, did you pay for your own braces? He was like, fuck no, mom paid for it. And I went to my mom, I was like, why did you say that? She's like, I didn't say that.
Damn.
I was like, oh my god.
The gaslighting is real.
I'm like, I asked you, Rich, you said I had to pay for them. She's like, I didn't say that. I was like, oh my god, bro. Like, it's just, I wish I had braces, bro.
Do you think that it would like contribute a lot more to your looks? I think
Yeah, I mean, well, probably just my self confidence because I fucking hate smiling and all that shit. But
I like your smile,
anywho,
though.
that's just a pickle I wanted to share that I'm currently in. I'm currently shoved in a pickle involving braces. So yeah,
I'm shoved in the I want to just change something about me because I had those like talks with you, right? Where I
sure.
was just like, I should I dye my hair? Like I did get
Mhm.
extensions in, and it's just I want something more.
What would you change right now? Just
I
theoretically.
don't
You wanna get
probably. I was
buff.
thinking of get a
You wanna
haircut.
get
Yeah,
buff. You want to get toned.
I do. I want
You
to
do.
get
You
abs.
do. You do. You were sharing that. Yeah.
But I did lose weight, but it was also because I wasn't eating properly. I don't know if I'm gonna
You're
gain it
already a
back.
skinny legend. I mean, come on.
I want abs though. Dude, I went to my physical therapist and she's like, "There's no adipose tissue." I was like, "Dog, like, are you?"
There's no what?
There's no adipose like fat, and was like, "Dog, that's wrong. Like, I can show you it." And she's just arguing with me. I'm like, "Dog, no. Like,
I mean,
there is, dude. There is. I've gained like 20 pounds since.
okay, but you were pretty skinny though, so
Mm,
like you were very
don't think-
far from being anywhere.
I'm not
Close
fit
to
though,
overweight,
so.
no.
But
Sure,
anyway, we
yeah.
all have like.
We all have our woes.
Yeah.
Our woes and our hoes. I don't have my hoes. You have hoes.
No, I don't.
Yeah. Hannah doesn't like to talk about her hoes because they're gonna form a union against her.
Oh, we did make that joke last time though.
No, we made it off air, but
Oh.
yeah, we can't talk about Hannah's hoes, or else we're gonna start a union called Hannah's hoes, where they ask for like better working conditions. Hannah has hoes and woes. I only have woes.
I want a lover. I want to get my heart broken.
Sure.
I want something.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah.
That was a pretty decent episode. Should we wrap it up?
Wrap it up. Hey, do we have a quote over there?
Why don't you do a lyric from Rich Spirit?
Spirit?
Sure. What was a lyric that really hit you hard, bro?
I don't remember. It was more of the.
I love Peggy. Can I say that? I love.
I know you love Peggy.
I would have that man's babies if I could, if nature allowed it. And it's like,
the Loof Buddha. I'm Christ with the shooter. Praise to Muhammad. I might blank Nusia. I don't know what that's about, but I didn't realize it had so many. Oh, there's a lot of God. I pray to God that you realize the entourage is dead. I pray to God that you're not lacking when you off the meds.
Yeah, that's pretty bold. That's cool. Good. Thank you for watching.
Bye, y'all.
Bye-bye.